Like I've gotten into so many like bum fights where I live, like an unnecessary amount of fights with the bums.
They say you only live once, the same goes for dying, and that's when you jump into the fire from the frying.
Welcome to the Jordan Leer program, Fight Stories edition. Here with famed actor and comedian, famous co-star / guest star of such shows as Grey's Anatomy, Superstore. What else did you do? NCIS. Mystery Girls. New Girl. No.
It lasted a whole season.
Is there something like New Girl you almost got fired? You showed up too shaved and you were supposed to be shaved. Jane the Virgin.
I was in a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
JFK airport.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Zing. All right. Fight stories.
All right. What do you want to start with? All my martial arts experience?
Yes. We've done this fight podcast.
Yes.
We did this in I want to say 2016, back whenever I did this and then restarted my whole thing.
Swedish apartment house.
So I'm just redoing everything in life. Drugs, friendships. Yeah, what's your martial arts experience? You were a wrestler or some shit, right?
I wrestled where I tore both my biceps. And
oh, shit.
I stopped wrestling and I got fat for 2 years because I couldn't work out.
I'm glad I definitely don't remember that. You tore your biceps?
Tore them both in,
what age?
A tournament. It was in 2000, so I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, 15.
It is middle school
14,
time?
14.
High school? Ninth grade?
High school. Yeah, 9th, 10th grade.
That's when you started wrestling?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I was in a tournament. Okay. It was the Quebec Open. I'm Canadian.
I forgot to say that. Hailing from Montreal, Quebec.
Quebec. I'm French. It was a tournament for New York, Ontario, and Quebec. And it's like King of the Ring style. You're fighting 3 people. And I tore my bicep in the first round. Then I tore it more in the second round. I won both matches. And I'm going the last round, and I couldn't hold a bottle of water. And I dropped it, and there was a medic, and she goes your biceps are tearing. You can't continue. We'll give you a medical forfeit. And the guy I was facing in the finals was this huge Persian guy from New York, and I was like, I'm not gonna beat that guy.
He's gonna rip my calf in half.
Yeah. And if I got the medical forfeit, they gave me the silver. Right. Whereas if I went, which they wouldn't let me do, I would lose right away, and I wouldn't even get the silver. I would have to go and fight somebody else and lose that one too because my arms are broken. So I took the medical forfeit.
Right on.
And I got a medal, and I couldn't wrestle for years. I couldn't work out, couldn't do anything. It was over.
I didn't know this about you.
Yeah, couldn't do anything.
Because I've always known you as kind of unathletic.
Right.
You know, you go to the gym, and you do fitness and stuff, but
I could do singular sports. I don't do team sports.
Sure.
So I wrestled, I did karate, a lot of fighting in karate.
Oh, you did karate?
Yeah. And I very much excelled at badminton. I was an excellent bowler.
That is right, because I challenged you at Corbin Bowl not too long ago.
Excellent bowler, and my body is uneven because of it. Because you use your one hand so much. So now one side is all built up and the other one's not. So I've been seeing a massage therapist for those things. I got to see a chiropractor. So I excel very well when it's just me. Because I'll win. I won a bunch of bowling tournaments.
Yeah.
I won a bunch of karate things. But
how old were you when you started karate?
I was young. I was
before the wrestling.
8 years old.
Okay.
8 years old.
You're putting the full package together with stand-up and grappling.
I did. And stand-up is also a singular non-team sport. I don't like people. Basically what we're learning.
But somehow...
I did play basketball. I did play football. I did play soccer. I hated it. I didn't like it. I didn't continue. So... the karate I started when I was 8 years old. I did 9. I did it for a few years, and I injured myself there because my sensei punished me for missing a bunch of classes, and he just made me do push-ups nonstop, and I was just so sore at my chest and my shoulders, and it was because I also broke my arm 3 times when I was young.
Holy shit, dude!
So I have a lot of trauma.
From what?
The doctor broke my arm when I was born.
Oh, pulling you out?
Yeah, pulling me out of the thing.
Holy fuck.
So he broke my arm. And then the next year I broke my other arm. And then the next year I broke the same arm the doctor broke. So I have so much trauma in my body. That's why I get massages now. I have to. get covered by insurance. That's actually the good part of it, is that because of that, I got free massages for a year.
Dude,
But yeah, so the karate fucked me up when he made me do all those push-ups, and I couldn't go to karate. I was like, now I had to miss even more karate. I was like, I'm not going back there. And that was the end of karate. And then I went into wrestling. And then I got injured in wrestling.
you tore both your biceps.
Yeah, and then the whole time I was bowling. And I was winning some stuff there, but then I got into fencing, another singular
really?
sport. Yes, I got into fencing.
I didn't realize what a full-fledged like combat artist you are.
I got into fencing. How I got into fencing is very bizarre. I was with my best friend in college, and we do college in it's like our college in Montreal is like American middle school. It's like college is like 16, 17, 8, and then you go to university. So it's like at the end of high school instead of in the middle or the beginning. So we just saw fencing. He's like, wow, I don't mind. Let's see what that's like. And we went in to this office. I'm like, hey, how do we join the fencing team or fencing training? And she goes like, oh, we actually don't have a teacher. Do you guys want to teach it? And we're like, teach it? We're like, okay. We've never fenced ever. And they go, okay. I said, but we don't know how to do it. It's like, that's okay. We'll send you for fencing teacher training.
What the fuck?
So they sent me and my friend to this place where we got fencing lessons from this really old woman that used to be an amazing fencer and some guy. And we were they were training us to teach fencing at college. And my friend quit right away. So it was just me doing it. And I learned how to fence a little bit.
You had to learn to fence so you could teach people.
Teach to fence. Isn't that kind of weird? And I was 16.
Feels like that's what kind of the most of the world is, and
Yes.
everything.
They're like,
too.
you're learning to teach. I did it for a year, and I didn't keep up with it. I liked it though. It was very fun.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing like beeps when you get somebody.
Buzzer goes off.
Yeah, you're really like sword fighting, you know,
Yeah.
which is like it's great because then when I studied acting and Shakespeare, we do it. I was like, oh, I already know. I'm really good at this.
Right.
You know, like I know how to do all the things. So
Yeah, you did combat training, right? And
yes,
yeah.
stage combat.
At Stella Adler.
At the Stella
Stella
Adler. Studio in New
Adler.
York. Yeah, another singular thing. But
Singular.
no, that's more of a team. But so yeah, I tore both my biceps in wrestling and ripped up my pecs and my shoulders in karate. So now I'm 37 and I just got a lot of massages. I got one yesterday.
bad.
I have to keep getting massages.
That's not bad.
'Cause I have too much trauma in my back and my shoulders. Yeah.
That's crazy. You tell somebody all your sports injuries. They're like, "You were a pro athlete?" They're like,
Nope.
"No, middle school, bro."
yeah. I could have never done that. How would I have? I'm sure that's much harder, you know.
I think my brain. I think I've got a bunch of CTE from football, and I wasn't like great at football. I didn't like in high school. I didn't start, but like that's the thing. I was a practice dummy, getting fucking knocked
I played
around.
football and didn't even know the rules. I was on a team. I was like doing pee-wee football. I had no idea what the rules were.
Yeah,
We would get together. We'd play the video games. I have no idea even how to play the video game. You know.
one down
But
with
I
the
still don't
Madden.
know how football works. But I played it. I got the cleats. and I
Okay,
played it, so.
okay. So you've had combat in your life.
Yes, very much.
Fights now. Do you
Real
remember?
fights.
Do you remember the first fight you ever got in?
First fight.
Even a little scrap. It could be one. I mean, most of these young fights are broken up quickly.
I mean, I think I got into a fight when I was maybe 9 years old. I got into a fight with like my best friend. We just like wrestled outside. He beat me up.
Do you remember what were you fighting over something?
No, we were just wrestling.
Just okay.
Yeah, just doing it just to do it. Fuck it.
Like, what's up?
Yeah. We just like got into it.
Sure.
As far as a real fight, I remember like this bully when I was in 5th grade. I don't know what happened. Somebody hit him and he thought it was me, so he started chasing me. Big guy, several years old. And I was like trying to get away from him. And on the way to him getting me, he was beating other kids up. You know, I was like, wow, you know,
He really wants me.
yeah. Like somebody else would go in front of me, he would throw somebody else, and then he got me eventually. But you know, it's so funny because in school, those fights never really hurt. Like you get into them, and you're doing it, but you're still kind of trying not to hurt the person.
Yeah.
It's like he got me in the end.
Totally.
He got me, but I didn't get hurt. It's weird.
Yeah, and like a lot of kids, you cry when those fights happen, but you're really just crying because it's so insane.
Scary, yeah.
Like, I got to fight him, I'm gonna get in trouble.
And then we got in trouble, the teacher, but the teacher like punished both of us. Like I had to get punished too for some reason, So that was maybe the first fight. I totally took an L there.
You didn't get any punches in on him?
Nothing, because I
No.
was just so intimidated by the guy. He was like several years older than me, and he was tall.
It's kind of a squash match.
Yeah, very. I kind of like, okay, just let's let it be over, and it didn't really hurt.
When they're
anybody.
older too, it's like
Yeah.
there's no contest, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I could take him now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, if he's the
Broken
same
biceps
age.
and all.
Yeah, no problem. But as a youngin, not many fights, just the actual, wrestling fights or the kumites,
Okay.
like sanctioned fights.
What's kumite? Is that the karate shit or something?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
where they
Never heard
you
it
go
that- called that. The
Either
kumite.
you do a kata,
Jerk them off. Either you jerk them off.
then you'll really win. Then you do the kata,
Okay.
or you actually fight each other.
Okay.
But you wear pads.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen
like that.
some of them fights and shit.
Sometimes they make you fight like women. And
Who-
they had me fight a woman, a bigger.
Oh, I thought you meant fight like a woman. I'm like,
no, they
you
make
got to pull your hair.
fight a woman, and I was like, and in my head, I was like, I don't really want to punch her in the boobs, but I was only 9-10 years. It's kind of a weird.
Yeah. I wrestled girls in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The wrestling was.
I lost.
Really? Man, that sounds hot, though.
They were cute.
Yeah. So really, they mixed you guys.
Yeah.
No, us they didn't do that.
Yeah. I mean, because there's not enough numbers to have like a girls wrestling team anywhere. Not enough people
That
go out
makes sense.
for
So
it.
they go by weight.
Yeah, and they were always the lower weights typically.
Right.
It's 103s.
I was always in between the weights. So if I gained like 4 pounds, I'm at the bottom of the next weight class facing people that are like 15 pounds heavier than me.
Sure.
Or I'm at the top of the one still losing to other people, but
Gotcha.
yeah. That was enough fighting in my youth. It was just
What about later in your 20s then, like college time?
Yeah,
What about New York?
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh,
New York-
yeah?
New York, I didn't really get it. I tried to start fights in New York, but it
What do you mean?
I
you
got
tried
into a. I don't know.
I
sometimes
tried to get into fights.
Sometimes
it
we'd
didn't
go
work.
out, I'd be drinking, we do some blow, and like I'm starting a fight with a guy at a pool hall, and he has enough sense to not do it. And I fought a lot in Montreal, going out, just getting drunk, getting into fights with people,
Yeah.
I got into fights with 2 drug dealers that fucked me over for weed.
Fuck
I
yeah.
caught 'em. I went into this bar. It was called Bar Diana. It's a native bar. In Montreal, we have like this native population, and a lot of them go to this bar. And the bar, it's very like kind of dingy, and it's like a lot of drunks. And I was chasing this drug dealer because I went to go buy weed from him, and he goes, "Okay, come with me into this bar." And I was like, "No, we're going to that bar." We go to that bar. He goes in the bathroom. I gave him $10, and he gave me a rolled up paper towel.
Oh.
I opened it, and there's no weed, and I saw he ran through the kitchen, through the back, and I ran through the kitchen, the back of the thing. I grabbed him by the arm. His friend got away, and I just said, like, "Hey, man, just give me back the $10.
Yeah.
That's it." And I'm not reporting you to the Better Business Bureau, you know. And then he just headbutted me right in the face.
Oh, fuck.
Headbutt. And I was like, and I didn't even feel it because I was so wasted.
Yeah.
I was like, did you just headbutt me? And he just headbutt me again.
Jesus Christ.
That was his thing. He was just headbutting.
That's vicious. That's more vicious than punching.
So then
It's not allowed in the octagon.
I called my friend who was outside. I was like, dude, I'm on the street, come help, you know. And that's it. Because I guess I was so wasted. I just tackled him on the ground. I got on top of him. I punched it. I had his blood all over my pants, all over my shirt. And then my friend came. And by the time my friend came, he kind of pushed me off. And my friend grabbed him and slammed him down.
Oh shit! So you had a run in.
Yeah, I had a
you had a
run-in.
run in from the friend.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so exciting when it happens for real.
One, and we just basically we both kicked him in the head until he went unconscious, and then we left. You know, and I was like, "All right, you earned the $10." I didn't even try to take the money back. You know?
Seth Rollins and
Yeah.
Roman Reigns.
Basically, yeah. And we left, and some other people came and they helped him up, and that was the end of that. So that was a fight. Another fight we got into. Me and the same friend, we got into a fight with a group of people
Good.
from Ottawa. There was 4 of them
Ottawa fucks.
walking around downtown Montreal, spitting on people. Like spit. And then me and my friend walk in and they spit on him. My friend's a big guy. He's like, the hell? And he's like, all right. Because like, we're not going to fight 4 people, you know? We're like, all right, whatever. So we keep walking and they're behind us. And then they spit on 2 other guys. And these 2 other guys fought them. So these 4 guys are fighting 2 guys.
Looks
in
like
the
they
middle.
need 2 more.
Yeah, in the middle of an intersection. I go, this is it. We run back. And I'm ready to go in, you know? But the police are coming. I was like, oh, there's police coming. I was like, we just really got to drive by. We got to run and get out of here. So when the police came, 2 of the guys ran away. So now it's just 2 guys on 2 guys.
Yeah.
One, the guy who stood up, the guy who spit on my friend stood up. He turned around and my friend ran and punched him with both. Yeah,
Double
with a
punch.
And he's a
Double
bit.
punch.
Yeah. In his face, flew on the ground. I'm looking to fight somebody. There's nobody to fight. So I was like, I just said, ha! And I ran off. And then the other guy who he attacked got on top of him and started beating the shit out of him. And the cop showed up. So I mean, that was I didn't get into that fight, but I was in it. But I didn't fight anybody. And is there any? I mean,
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's
man.
awesome. The pro wrestling aspects of your fights
Yes,
with the
very
run-in,
much.
and
Yeah.
then you see someone wronged.
Yeah,
It's a good
that's
face
like
move.
face turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because you're doing bad
So,
stuff.
Yeah. Well, everybody loves. You know, it was
So you're like
amazing.
totally Stone Cold Steve
But that's the
Austin.
thing I would never do now. You know, that's the thing you do when you're young and you really feel like
Yeah.
you're invincible. Nothing can happen to you. But
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
something when you're young. And I don't even know if it's just young men, because plenty of fucking women get in fights too.
Oh,
where it's
yeah,
like
big time.
you've seen fights happen. You watch pro wrestling. You watch all this shit, and you're like, hey, I want to be in one. I
Yes.
want to see what's what.
Yeah.
I know there are assholes out there, and I want to be one of the good guys.
yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other fights. I mean, there's fights I've tried to start with. Like I used to be like a drunk maniac. We'd go out and I would try to start fights with people.
Right.
And they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it.
I feel like they're like,
They can kind of tell, like, this guy really wants to fight, and I'm not
Oh,
gonna win
yeah.
if a guy wants to fight, you know.
oh, I rarely just go to a bar, but when you do, you know there's this feeling if you like look at someone too long, they're gonna
Yes.
like say what's up, and it's like you have
but
to just
now
ignore them.
it's such a different time. I'm so aware that like somebody could stab you.
Yeah.
Whereas like I wasn't. Well, the guy I was fighting with, the drug dealer guy, I was like, I got a knife.
Holy
and I
shit.
just didn't care. I mean, I don't think he did. He would have used it.
Yeah, but these
But-
days.
I would believe him now.
Okay.
So the older
Okay.
you get, the more cautious you become.
I get that. I mean, is that? I know there's some other fights of like
I've gone
very
to,
recent
bum fights.
Bum fights, yeah.
But those are like fights that I don't start.
Yeah.
It's just bums that live near here. Like I was walking back from a Chipotle on Vine.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
A main street area.
This is like a year ago, right?
That's like probably 2 years
2 years.
ago.
Okay. Pandemic-ish time starting off.
Yeah. Close to pandemic. I was just walking by and this guy on drugs, I don't know what,
Easy
walked
to
up to me,
find.
picked up a bird scooter and threw it at me. A bird. So I was like, whoa, I think he's opening with that. And I'm trying to get away and he's hitting me. And I was like, all right, I gotta, and I started punching him and I haven't been in a fight in a long time. I'm punching him in the face and the eye and the mouth. It's doing nothing to the guy, like nothing at all. He's like a zombie, and the whole time I'm holding my burrito.
Yeah.
In my right hand, I'm just punching him. I'm trying to get away. He's dirty. Like this guy's hands have definitely been his asshole. You know, like I'm trying to get away from this guy.
Yeah. It's like the
you
pain.
win. You
It's
win.
the filth I don't want to be a
Yeah,
part
it's
of.
more of that. At least the other people were clean, more
my
or less.
God.
And then another homeless guy just drove by on a bicycle wearing a mask. Like, and this is pre-pandemic, so it was freaky. It was a mask, like an MF Doom mask, like just covering it. He's like, hello. He just said that, and then that guy turned around and attacked him. And they were fighting, and I was like, man, maybe I should get involved to help that guy. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to. They'll probably turn on me. They're in the union together.
Jesus Christ.
So I walked back, and then I got into another scrap during doing an open mic.
Yes.
In Magnolia Park. In the middle of my set, I heard a guy scream. I saw big ripped guy.
Yeah.
You can still see him. He lives under the bridge near Comedy Chateau.
Have you really seen him since?
I saw it. I seen him. Since.
I just drove by there today after I picked up weed.
He's there.
Just drove by
He's
there again today.
And he's always walking around like, whoa, he must be on PCP. He's always looking for a fight. And he's ripped. He's jacked and he's ripped. He looks like Conor McGregor. And we saw him walking towards, like, crossing the street, coming to the park, yelling and screaming. But we just ignored him. We're like, all right, it's the guy, you know, crazy guy. And then I'm doing my set, and then all of a sudden I see all the horror on people's faces. They're like, ah! You know, I look back, the guy picked up the amp and was going to smash it over my head.
Jesus
and I
Christ.
turned around and I blocked it with my arm. And then I was like, this guy's so big. You know, it's like, what am I going to do? You know, I can't fight this guy. And again, I'm holding the microphone in my hand at the same time. I'm
Trying to
fighting
keep
with
your
a
stage presence.
Yeah. I'm fighting with a handicap. And this guy is huge with 2 arms, not holding anything. And then some guy was there. Some random guy pulled him off of me. That would just happen to be there. And then he was kind of fighting him. And then he kind of gone off. And the ripped guy was pointing at me like, this guy fucked my wife! He fucked my wife! And I was like, man, I go, if everybody sees this guy saying that, they would assume his wife is hot. So like, that's kind of a compliment in the society that we're in. Like, all right, it's not true. There's no way he has a wife. And then he just disappeared into the park. And John Brickley was there. He called the cops. He's like, fuck, he's gonna go and like attack somebody else.
Yeah.
They never showed up. They never did it. They're always there at that park when we're doing mushrooms. But they're not there for this guy that's walking around attacking random people. But yeah, no, I'm lucky I made it out of that one because I would not have won that.
Yeah, you could have died.
That guy, yeah. If it wasn't for the people watching my set.
Good God.
It would have been, I don't know, not the end of me, but I would have gotten injured really. I think I could have died.
Yeah, easily. The back of the head.
Easily. Yeah, and I'm losing my hair there too. It would have been like directly
Christ.
on the skin.
Ugh.
Fuck, that would have been bad. And you know what? He would have killed me in the park and nothing would have happened. Nothing would have happened. He wouldn't have gotten caught. Nothing would have happened. And he wouldn't even know that he's doing it. In some parallel universe, that's what happened.
your fencing skills didn't really come into play. That
with the microphone like this, like
all that bowling.
But you know, a little bit. That's the fencing thing. You block it like that with the sword. Yeah, when someone goes to go like this, you block it with the sword like this.
Oh, and your instincts just took over.
Yeah.
You really did.
And that's a little bit of karate too. One of the blocks is you do this. I don't know why.
Wax on, wax off.
I don't know why they add this thing. You could just do this, you know, like Johnny Cage. But yeah, no, they kind of did, and it was quick.
Yeah,
you know, a less person maybe that didn't do all of that would not have reacted so quick.
Yeah, just your instincts.
Yeah, no.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know,
that's amazing. Might have saved your life.
It could have. Maybe it was all worth it.
Fencing and karate really
karate and bowling.
That guy that made you do all those fucking push-ups.
Yeah, but I have a friend. He's really into martial arts.
Yeah.
And he just can't wait to get into fights, and he never gets into them. Yeah. Whenever I tell him about these fights again, he's like, "Fuck! Why wasn't I there?" You know, like,
I've been looking for a fight.
He's so riled up. He's always training. He's doing sticks. He's doing Muay Thai. He boxes. He's never been in a fight in his life. He doesn't even really go out. I was like, well, what would you do if a fight broke out right now in the bar? Somebody came. He knows, like, right away, pick up that bottle, hit him. I was like, oh, that's smart because he's far away and you still hit him. You know what I mean? Like, he has the mind for it. And the skills,
got, like, that Boss Ruben
and he's in amazing
skills.
shape and everything. He could do it, but he never gets into the fight. And he's always jealous when I get into it. So,
dude, that's fucking fascinating.
Yeah, it's a lot of fights. One time, another guy tried to start a fight with me on Vine, but I just ignored it. Another homeless guy. I was like, if you're homeless, you win. You have nothing to lose. What's gonna happen to you? You're gonna get arrested and go to jail and have clothing and food. You know, like what's the? Maybe that's like the secret. I don't know what it is. Like, but I walked on Vine and somebody just came and just elbowed me. Like, he elbowed me right in like in the arm. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fight this guy, but I don't know. He was like, hey, Aladdin, call me Aladdin. And the thing is, he was kind of like brown too. Like it made no sense. I was like, all right,
Jafar.
Sure. You know, like Aladdin's brother.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious. Hey, you got socked outside of another open mic recently, right, too?
Did I?
Trap mic, didn't you?
Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot.
Just gotta
Okay.
reset.
That wasn't a fight though.
Oh.
It was gonna be a fight. I was walking out of the open mic, and it was on Melrose. I was on my way to a show. I was doing a show at the what's that place called? In Heliotrope Drive. What's that place called?
Onavino?
No.
Oh, Skip Town.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to
Skip Town Playhouse.
I was going to Skip Town.
Yeah.
I was trying to get a mic in before the show, and I'm walking over.
Miss BJ Swallow show?
Yes.
Yeah, Chris
back
Zambrowski.
then,
Yeah.
And I was like, I was dressed for the show. I was wearing like hearts, my Shawn Michaels jacket.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Looking good.
Yeah, I'm walking to Melrose to my car, and this guy starts walking, a big black guy. And he's like, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh, maybe this guy's a comic." You know, like that's what I think. Like when I see a big guy saying "Hey" to me,
Yeah.
and I'm coming out of a mind like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" And I'm walking close to him. As I'm walking close to him, I notice he's wearing a blanket. Like he has a blanket tied around his neck. I was like, I don't think I know this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh no," I was like, "Oh."
He's not from Flappers.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh God, not again." You know, I was like, "This is happening a lot." And I was like, "Man, the economy, I guess, is just not doing well." You know? And then I was like, and I was trying to get away from him. Let me go. It's like I was like, "Hey, man, look," I just said, "I don't know you." I thought that would work.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I backed up back into the. I was like, I'm gonna try to make it back to Flashback, Dante's store. I'm running back. He's chasing me, but then there was these people smoking weed on the side, and he saw them. So weed to the rescue. He saw them, and he's like, "Oh, all right, hey man, I was just playing," you know. And I was like, "All right." And then he turns around and he gets arrested by like a bunch of cops.
Oh,
They just
okay.
arrest. I was like, because he assaulted somebody before this. And I was like, all right. I go, now I can get involved. But like, yeah, me too. But I was like, I feel like they'll arrest me also.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was like, no, I'm just going to get out of here. So they arrested him. I went to the show, and I was driving by that same area the next day, and he was there walking around. So it didn't really. He assaulted somebody, and it didn't matter. It's like GTA.
Well, it's just like
You know,
it's just like whenever we worked at the weed shop, and then people used to rob the store right in front of them,
Yes.
and they'd call the cops, and the cops would be like, "What do you want us to do about it?"
Dude, I
Don't bother
got
us.
into a hit and run. I have his license plate and everything. They go, yeah, we can't.
Yeah,
What are the license plates for?
we're gonna.
We're just not going to do anything.
Jesus.
So, yeah. But they'll give you tickets.
Yes.
They'll be there to give you the speeding tickets.
Parking tickets.
But yeah, no, I forgot about that one. But that one never escalated into a fight.
Okay.
And that's another
Oh,
guy
you got
that was
attacked.
big. A lot of big guys are
Yeah.
coming after me. Because even the guy line was bigger than me, but I still was like, all right, I'll hit him, but it's not doing much. You know, like I'm hitting him in his face, and it's not doing anything.
Big guys
But that
are
makes sense
coming
because
for
when the
me.
guy was headbutting me in my face, and didn't do anything because I was drunk. These guys are drunk. They're on way harder stuff than booze. I only drink the finest kombucha. It's not sponsoring this podcast.
Well, speaking of people that perform under the influence, I wanna end this by watching a fight together.
All right.
I have it queued up. I swear to God, I have it. All right, what the fuck is this? That was incredible.
Yeah, I didn't even know I had that much.
We are gonna watch.
Can't wait for the next one. The next one.
I can't wait for the next one. We're gonna watch
New Jack.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
alright.
we're gonna watch New Jack
Hardcore shit.
versus Gypsy Joe.
Okay.
Who you're familiar with. I figured
Yes.
I'm gonna move it forward a little
not
bit.
Gypsy Joe, but New Jack for sure. Rest in peace.
You never seen this match?
I might have.
On the video, so we'll see it all
I
together.
might have seen it.
I think you showed me this shit.
There's a lot of blood in it.
Yeah, there's a good amount.
Is his music playing or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah, New Jack really.
So who is this guy, New Jack?
Well, New Jack's a pro wrestler. Wow, look at this guy, man. New Jack is a pro wrestler.
Fought outside of WWE. Never fought.
Yeah. Well, you
in
know what's
WWE.
funny is he did do an angle with the Undertaker. Isn't that kind of crazy to imagine?
Yeah.
When he was in ECW, they're doing like an interpromotional thing. Vince was helping Paul Lee out, I guess. And they did a vignette with New Jack in a cemetery cutting a promo on The Undertaker. It was kind of
Really?
Yeah, you can look that up. It's pretty crazy. And actually, John Cena wanted to bring New Jack in to have a feud with him.
Oh my God, that would have been
He was
awesome.
yeah, of course. But Vince, I guess, wouldn't go for it. But New Jack was a guy. I think he was discovered. I mean, he was always around, but he was discovered by Cornette, I think, in Mid-South or some stuff like that. They brought him into one of those southern territories
Yeah.
because they knew people would hate him, and he was just a great promo.
He was
And,
really hardcore. That was his
yeah,
thing. Like he
that
would
was
take
his
things
thing.
too far, like he's doing in this
well,
match.
during, like, imagine he was in the South giving props to OJ during the trial. You know, like, he was doing stuff like that.
They didn't realize how good he was at the psychological game.
Yeah. I don't know how he... I mean, as a worker, he was just kind of like... He would do crazy stuff. Like, it bleed. Like, his own head would bleed a lot. And
Look at the guy in the
he
DX
would
shirt.
he killed somebody in real life, and he killed somebody in the ring by accident. But I think it was the other person's fault because they pretended they were a wrestler and they weren't.
Ooh.
Yeah. Something like that is the story. And, yeah, man, the guy is just super hardcore. I know he really tried to kill... Was it Vic Grimes? He had a feud with Vic Grimes because Vic Grimes injured him.
He's whipping him with a chain now.
Yeah, and then he threw Vic Grimes off a huge scaffold.
Yeah,
Off
yeah.
the table, and he said, I was trying to kill him. That's what he said in a shoot interview.
I was watching that earlier. It was a little too disturbing to watch again, so I wanted
Yeah, a
to watch
little
this
bit.
one.
And Jim Cornette always said, like, when they brought in the Nation of Domination in WWE, or WWF at the time, like, he goes, like, that should have been New Jack and the gang and Mustafa.
Oh,
like,
fuck
but
yeah.
they were just too hardcore for that. They go, like, they brought in less scary black guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People Vince was comfortable with.
Yeah, but he's been around. He was with Goody Mob. They were a successful rap group. Like, he should have been a bigger star than he was. It's ironic, not ironic, but he was ahead of his time. In a weird way, I could see him if he was like 15 years later. He would have had more mainstream success with the internet and
Sure.
stuff
Yeah,
like
because
that.
now he's this cult like icon.
Yeah,
you
he's like
know?
Sabu.
Oof.
You know, oh my god.
Yeah, his barbed wire baseball bat. He's like
Yeah.
really doing
My
this
God,
shit.
How's this guy? You know.
I just love that it's happening in this gym and all these plain-looking people that look from my hometown are on this shit.
Well, it's kind of like it looks like we're just watching a fight. It looks like we're just like no one's breaking it up.
Ugh. Yeah, this guy's just taking it too.
Well, that's part of it. I saw some other thing where like him and his tag team partner fighting these two guys, and these guys were like like it was just like them taking him, busting them open with like screwdrivers and stuff like that. It's a bit much, you know.
It's a
but
bit
It's a bit much. I could take it, but eventually you get older and you're like, what am I watching? You know, I'm just watching abuse.
These guys in the tie-dye shirts.
Yeah. But the thing that's good about this is back, like, I don't even know even how current this is, but you can't even tell that it's not real. It looks real.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of what pro wrestling was supposed to be. Now it's a performance, you know.
Right. We like the match.
Yes, we like
He's all
high-flying and
fucked
stuff.
up.
Yeah.
Dude, this
Wow.
is just the greatest show ever to be at, right?
Yeah.
Look at that mullet.
That guy's losing his hair like crazy. I'm just getting anxiety about watching him lose his hair. I was like, fuck, I'm kind of losing it in the same pattern. That was the scariest part of the match to me, was his hairline.
New Jack.
Yeah.
New Jack.
Check him out. Check out his shoot interviews.
That was
Check
crazy.
out the Undertaker promo. New Jack Undertaker.
Oh, man. Well, that was incredible. We did it. We did the fights. He fought all the bums.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to call them bums, homeless
Yeah,
people.
they're
They
heroes.
fought him. Hey, if they're
Hey,
fighting
right.
you, they're bums.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Those ones specifically are bums.
One's on PSP throwing
But that
TVs at my
guy was
head.
in amazing shape. Like there's no. How do you get in that? I don't know. Math. That guy was not homeless. He came straight out of Equinox. He went homeless when his membership expired. He was so in good shape.
I always feel screwed like a
Right on.
This homeless guy comes up and he just throws a bird scooter at me. I was like, whoa, that was his opener. And I was like, all right. And then I start I'm like, oh, I'm fighting this guy. And he's like, and the worst part is like, I know his hands have been in his asshole. Like, these guys touching me and I'm like punching him in his eye and his nose and his mouth. Nothing. And I'm holding my burrito at the same time. And I'm always fighting with a handicap.
And meet you on the other side. You only die once. Make it count.